To turn these off unilaterally would materially make the city less safe today. I won't do that as the mayor, but what I will do is respond to people's real concerns I share about privacy.
Denver Mayor Mike Johnson ruffled some feathers today when he made the decision to extend the city's contract with Flock Safety for their license plate reading cameras. He made that decision unilaterally, going around the city council, including members who've actually raised concerns about how the data is used. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Phil Lipoff.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. As 9 News reporter Ria Josh shows us tonight, the city leaders were surprised to hear about the mayor's decision.
Welcome in.
Instead of coming here tonight to hear from all of us.
Tonight's meeting, titled Turn Flock Cameras Off, has been planned for weeks.
This community-led town hall.
But the tone has shifted.
Mayor Mike Johnson walked into a room with the CEO of a private multi-billion-dollar company, and he shut the door behind him.
This morning, Denver Mayor Mike Johnson announced he's extending Denver's deal with Flock Safety to keep the city's 111 automated license plate cameras running for another few months.
This was a decision that was made very much in the dark, without even consulting the task force that he's put together on mass surveillance.
Councilwoman Sarah Parody serves on that task force. The mayor and police department say the Flock cameras are a public safety tool, but the councilwoman and other critics worry about privacy violations.
We still don't know nearly all the details that we need to about what this company is doing with our data.
The mayor says this new agreement adds guardrails for Flock. It only allows Denver police to search plates tied to active crimes. Federal agencies like ICE and other jurisdictions will not get access.
The new safeguards are basically just telling the company to stop doing what it never had our permission to do in the first place.
And because Flock agreed to provide the service for free for the next 5 months, Johnston didn't need city council approval to move forward.
You know, the mayor may have very good intentions, but can we really trust the Flock?
Still, hundreds of people came to the town hall to learn and to question.
Yeah, so I can form an opinion on this.
And to make sure the mayor knows they're paying attention.
It seems like public showing up can influence officials.
That was Ria Jaw reporting. When critics accused him of ignoring his own surveillance task force, Mayor Johnston told 9 News that group was never meant to make decisions, only to give feedback. He says as mayor, he's still in charge of this decision. But the mayor says the 5-month extension gives the city a chance to test the new restrictions before deciding what comes next. City Council will get the opportunity to vote on whether to extend the contract in March. The city of Denver says it's having conversations already with other police departments in Colorado about signing its new sharing agreement. The mayor's office won't share who those conversations are with, but they did confirm it has not spoken with Loveland Police. Before this, the city of Denver had cut off Loveland Police from its Flock data after 9 News reported Loveland was sharing access to Flock data with Border Patrol. Loveland Police has a history of sharing Flock data with federal agents. Back in June, 9 News found they gave access to ATF agents who then ran searches for immigration enforcement. Today, we reached out to Loveland Police to see if they plan to sign Denver's new agreement. We have not heard back.
It was another beautiful fall day across the Front Range. Sunshine, pleasant temperatures, but we are expecting another storm system tomorrow. Kathy, what are we looking at?
It's not a big storm. It's kind of a weak storm, but it might bring some beneficial mountain snow. And so many of our resorts are making snow. Those mountains want to get those skiers up there. And Mother Nature now may lend a helping hand with not one, but 2 storms that we're tracking over the course of the next week. So outside, beautiful evening, calm and quiet. Temperatures mild after a day with highs back in the 70s, 10 degrees above average. The wind has not been really gusty today, but the wind movement from the south and southwest is going to transport moisture in from a storm off to our west. And again, it's kind of a warm storm, not a lot of moisture, but we should see showers across western Colorado as early as tomorrow and probably tomorrow afternoon and evening in Denver. Snow level will be high. There'll be several inches of snow, but at this point, no winter weather or travel advisories. But look about 6:30 tomorrow night. There is snow along the Front Range foothills and in the mountain areas from Winter Park down into the Idaho Springs area. So temperatures trending very mild overnight tonight, and your weather headlines include, after a mild, dry day today, we have not one but 2 storms on the horizon. We'll see if one of those will affect the weekend Broncos game with your extended forecast in detail.
Kathy, thanks. Tonight, the Weld County coroner has identified the remains of a 56-year-old woman who's been missing for 7 years. Her remains were found more than a month ago in Lochbuie. Today, the coroner said the remains were that of Terry Ackerman. She lived in Lochbuie and was reported missing in August of 2018. The coroner did not release any information about what caused Ackerman's death. Lochbuie police are leading this investigation.
6 people have been indicted as part of a major car theft and burglary ring operation across the Front Range. The Boulder County District Attorney's Office says for the past year and a half, a group of people have been stealing cars, taking them to chop shops, and retitling them to be used in other crimes. The DA's office says the crime ring spanned more than 25 jurisdictions across the state this morning. Police and SWAT teams raided 9 different properties along the Front Range. Investigators say they were gathering evidence that involved crimes that impacted more than 50 people.
In some of these cars, they found garage door openers, and they would use those garage door openers to then break into people's garages. Once they broke into the garages, they would steal bikes, high-end bikes, from the garages, and then break down those bikes, meet with another member of the crime ring, load them into a van, and have them transported to Mexico.
The Boulder DA's office says the crime ring has been responsible for nearly $1 million in lost property. 5 of the 6 suspects were arrested today. 1 is still wanted. 2 people were rescued in as many days from Mount Bierstadt this week. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj joins us now. And Shalima, you spoke with the rescue team that answered their call for help.
I did, yeah. The latest rescue happened during a dangerous windstorm, and that call was made even riskier thanks to snow and ice on the mountain.
It's just below the summit of the peak, so that's quite a bit of a hike.
Alpine rescue team got the call Monday afternoon about an injured hiker on Mount Bierstadt. He had fallen about 300 feet below the summit.
One of the first calls that our mission coordinators make is to Flight for Life, to see if they're available and can fly.
Steve Wilson with Alpine Rescue says with winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour, it was too dangerous. Instead, they made the trip on foot, climbing 2,500 feet. This map shows the route one of the rescue crews took to reach the injured hiker.
It's not just hiking up a 14er, it's hiking up a 14er with an extra 30 or 40 pounds of equipment as quickly as you can.
Quickly is still a long time on the mountain. From start to finish, a 9-hour mission. Wilson says while you may not always be able to depend on a helicopter rescue, their team will always answer the call.
We'll use every tool that we have at our beck and call, including helicopters, but they don't always work, as we saw. So don't depend on being swooped off the mountain by a helicopter every time you get into trouble, but don't hesitate to call.
Well, as it gets colder in Colorado, Alpine Rescue wants people to be winter ready when they're heading out to the high country. It's more than just wearing layers. It's also keeping enough food and water on hand and keeping an eye on the weather in case it takes a turn for the worse. Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.
A popular reservoir in Colorado Springs will not reopen for recreational activities because of water quality issues. For the past 2 decades, the South Suburban Reservoir in the Stratton open space has been open to the public during the warmer months. The area became a popular spot for off-leash dog walking. The reservoir closed last April for repairs. Now, CSU researchers say that dogs swimming in the water contaminated the reservoir with toxic algae and E. coli. During a recent cleanout, crews pulled out nearly 1,000 dog toys out of that water. It's something researchers say is also contributing to the contamination of the water.
Dog toys themselves can create leach out plastics and other materials that contaminate the water. But the bigger issue really is the use of the water. We don't allow extended contact for humans or animals in any of our reservoirs throughout our raw water system.
The South Suburban Reservoir stores untreated drinking water. It's processed before it's sent out to customers, but that's why the city hasn't approved the reservoir for recreational use.